Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Charlie Murphy is investigating his unprecedented profession, the way of life he embraced, and the secret encompassing his deserted Brooklyn home. And as Charlie Murphy's life unwinds the layers of his story, will likewise reveal the astounding subtleties of his total assets, revealing insight into the inheritance he left behind and preparing for a venture through the duration of a man whose humor contacted millions yet whose individual story stays similarly as dazzling. Charlie Murphy, known for his sharp mind and extraordinary presence on screen, was an American entertainer and entertainer who cut out a huge specialty in the amusement world. At the point of his demise in 2017, Murphy had collected a total asset of $2,500,000. While this figure may not match the fortunes of a portion of Hollywood's greatest stars, he was the more established sibling of Eddie Murphy, a parody symbol by his own doing. However, Charlie didn't just ride on the cod stories of his well-known kin. He endeavored to lay out his own character in the business. Murphy's large break accompanied his work on the notable network show Chappelle's Show, Charlie Murphy's Genuine Hollywood Story Fragments, where he described cleverous and frequently unbelievable experiences with big names like Rick James and Ruler. Works of art. These representations not only displayed his narrating ability, but likewise hardened his spot on the planet of satire, notwithstanding his work on Chappelle's Show. Murphy's appreciation of his achievement as a stand-up entertainer acting in sold-out settings, the nation over his capacity to associate with crowds through humor that was both crude and interesting, made him a one among fans. Murphy additionally wandered into film, showing up in films like CB4 and the Backcountry, further growing his reputation as a performer. Charlie Quentin Murphy, conceived on July 12, 1959, in Brooklyn, New York, risen up out of a daily existence set apart by difficulty and, furthermore, misfortune to turn into a cherished figure in the realm of satire and amusement. Murphy was the child of Charles and Lillian Murphy. His mom, Lillian, filled in as a phone administrator, while his dad, Charles, filled in as a cop, and supported an enthusiasm for parody and beginner acting anyway. Day-to-day's life took a staggering turn at the point when Charlie was only 5 years of age, his guardians isolated, and after 4 years in 1969, his dad passed on this occasion, leaving a profound scar on the youthful Murphy. Siblings Charlie and Eddie, who were only 10 and 8 years old separately, the difficulties gone on as their mom Lillian fell truly sick and incapable of really focusing on her kids. She set them in an encouraged home where they resided for a year. The experience of being isolated from their family and living in childcare during such early stages left a permanent mark on the two siblings anyway. Their lives took a positive turn when their mother recuperated and wedded. Vernon Lynch, a man who might turn into a vital figure in their lives, ventured into the job of father with love and devotion, raising Charlie and Eddie as his own children. The family settled in Roosevelt, New York, where the young men grew up under Lynch's direction. Notwithstanding the strength that Lynch gave, misfortune struck again when he died from cellular breakdown in the lungs, leaving the Murphy yet again family to explore the challenge of misfortune. As a youngster, Charlie Murphy thought of himself as caught in the wrong group and wound up serving 10 months in jail. This time of his life was a defining moment upon his delivery in 1978. He settled on a groundbreaking choice to enlist in the U.S. Naval Force. Murphy filled in as an evaporator specialist for 6 years, a period that not just ingrained discipline yet additionally furnished him with the design and steadiness he really wanted. Murphy's introduction to the diversion industry started during the 1980s, where he began with little jobs in films. One of his initial appearances was in the film Hamper anyway. His commitments to the amusement world were not restricted to acting behind the scenes. Murphy assumed a huge part in the music business, especially with the rap duo K9 Posey, where he was credited as a leader maker on their 1988 debut collection. Murphy's contribution with K9 Posey reached out past creation. He too co-composed tunes like Someone's Sibling. Furthermore, Say Who expresses out loud whatever, displaying his flexibility as a lyricist. The Gathering acquired prominence and became regulars on the hit network show. MTV Raps Murphy even showed up in the music video for their most memorable single. The beat is military. 1 year from now, Charlie Murphy moved forward in his acting vocation by co-featuring close by his sibling Eddie Murphy in the film Harlem Nights, which additionally included incredible comics. Red Fox and Richard earlier gave Charlie a stage to exhibit his ability on a bigger scope. His job in Harlem Nights denoted the start of a progression of acting open doors that would come his way before long. Murphy's first significant film job came in 1993 when he played Fervor in the parody CB4. The film, a parody of the rap music industry, permitted Murphy to take advantage of his comedic abilities and further settled him as a rising star in Hollywood. About after 10 years, in 2003, Charlie Murphy vocation took a groundbreaking jump when he turned into a normal on the fiercely well-known Chappelle Show. This Platt structure permitted him to feature his interesting comedic voice, and it wasn't well before he became one of the show's champion stars. His most renowned commitment came as the Charlie Murphy's Valid Hollywood Stories productions, where he shared absurd yet probably evident stories from his experiences with VIPs. During the 80s, these dramas, complete with diverting reenactments, included Murphy. Also, the show's star Dave House of Prayer rapidly became notable minutes in TV parody. In these plays, Murphy described his collaborations with incredible figures like Sovereign and Rick James, turning what might have been straightforward accounts into absurd stories that reverberate with watchers. The Rick James sketch in specific turned into a social peculiarity, with expressions like "I'm Rick James B" entering the public vocabulary. Murphy's narrating was an ideal mix of humor and valid drawing from his genuine encounters and conveying them with a punch that no one but he could give. This portion of Chappelle's show shot Murphy to distinction, as well as likewise solidified his place as a dearest figure in the realm of parody. Following the progress of Chappelle's show, Murphy didn't settle for the status quo. He proceeded to fashion his own way in the media outlet, taking on an assortment of undertakings that exhibited his flexibility as a humorist and entertainer. In 2005, he featured his own stand-up parody Exceptional on Good Times TV, further demonstrating his capacity to order the stage. What's more, keep crowds chuckling around the same time. Murphy sent off an on-the-web parody series named Charlie Murphy's Crash Parody, where he proceeded to convey his remarkable kind of humor to fans across the web. Murphy, moreover, wandered into film, showing up close by Jay Moore in the 2005 satire Rulers. Payoff in the film, Murphy played Spice, a gay ex-convict, by showing his capacity to take on assorted jobs and rejuvenate them with his mark style. This job was one of numerous that featured Murphy's ability to push limits and investigated various aspects of his comedic ability. Past live-action exhibitions, Murphy was a productive voice entertainer, loaning his unmistakable voice to different tasks all through his profession. He voiced Ed Walker III, a repetitive character on the famous animation organization enlivened series The Backwoods. This job, which consolidated sharp wit with social critique, turned into another critical part of Murphy's vocation. He additionally took on the voice of a person named Jiz B, a pimp in the computer game Terrific Burglary Auto San Andreas, adding one more aspect to his currently different group of work. Until 2014, Murphy joined the cast of Grown Up Swim's Dark Jesus, where he played the character Vic, further extending his presence on TV and proceeding to associate with crowds through his comedic exhibitions, even as his profession. High-level Murphy kept up with his capacity to engage and astonish his fans with each new job. Murphy's last film job came in 2016 when he showed up in the satire Meet the Blacks, playing the character Keystream. This job, like quite a large number others before it, displayed his normal comedic timing and capacity to bring humor to each circumstance, even as his well-being started to decline. Next, we should investigate the house he once owned in Tewksbury Municipality, New Jersey. In the wake of the wedding, Tisha Taylor Murphy in 1997, Charlie Murphy and his spouse embraced a peaceful way of life away from the hurrying around of city life. They decided to get comfortable in a pleasant town in New Jersey where they could partake in a more tranquil and private presence. The couple's home, found along an enchanting back road close to the town of Mountainville, was an impression of their longing for harmony and solace. The house was arranged on a liberal more than one section of land and was a quintessential portrayal of rural class, initially a more unobtrusive dwelling. The property went through a broad remodel that changed it into a roomy 5-room, 3-bedroom home. The remodel was insightfully executed to upgrade both usefulness and feel while protecting the home's customary character. One of the champion highlights of the revamped property was the in-ground endlessly pool house, intended to give a sumptuous retreat to unwinding and diversion. The pool region was supplemented by another bluestone deck total with a fire pit, which offered an ideal setting for social occasions. Thanks for watching this video.